So how's it going, my man?
Great.
It's good to be a part of this project, right?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Can you believe it? Because the cast is stellar. The story is incredible.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better than that.
I don't know that it does. I think it's you got cast, crew, producers, writers, directors, but it's also something that is rooted in truth. You know, it's rooted in a real man's life. There's some real value to that. I think that'll really give it legs over time.
Yeah, it's all good, and I'm not going to call you out on your age because you can easily go to IMDb and find out. But from the looks of it, I would say that you really weren't around during the crux of the civil rights movement. So
That's a pretty fair guess.
Is that a good assessment? All right. Yeah. I didn't want to call you out. I didn't want to call you out on that. But how much did you know about the era and the movement before you got involved with this project?
I taught the movement in high school. I mean, it's something that I grew up studying my whole life, American history, and I was an American history teacher and African history teacher. So these are things that
so you had an unfair advantage. So you deeply rooted in what
I think that's partly why I got the job. You know, it means a great deal to me, and I think it's incredibly important to create a space where people can feel comfortable accessing this information without being riddled with distraction or guilt or lack of context. So I think that that's something that really drew me to the picture and made me take it really, really seriously.
All right, now I'm going to put the ball in your court.
Okay.
I think this is very important when we talk about this movie. Say I gave you the assignment where you have to go out on the streets. Let's say we're here in New York, so you got to go out on the streets in New York, and you got to sell this movie because there's always, in a certain demographic, been a reluctance toward movies like this where you're talking about like Driving Miss Daisy or The Help, where these little mini controversies pop up.
Sure, absolutely.
How are you selling them to go see The Butler?
I think, first of all, I'd say that I think that's a reasonable fatigue with people. I think folks being tired of seeing themselves in a subservient role. And now you have those titles that you mentioned. Those are the titles, right? And there's an honor in these kind of asexual, dignified gentlemen, right? And then that's real. I study the history of media,
that's really real.
And I get it. We have a history of a lot going on. But that's not what this film is. This film shows you 7 different ways to skin that cat, and 7 different ways to pursue dignity, integrity, and a quality walk in your life and actually affect reform or revolution or a combination of the two. It's multi-generational. You're dealing with aggressive movements. You're dealing with Freedom Rides, Black Panthers, sit-ins. You're dealing with looting. You're dealing with dignified butlers in the White House, overseeing 8 administrations of different presidents, dealing with world-changing events and policy. You're dealing with laughter, you're dealing with dance, you're dealing with music. You got it all covered, and you've got it covered with actors you know and love over a period of time through several generations. So you're going to find something in here that moves you. You're going to find something in here that you like and that you're quoting on your way home. If you don't laugh, you're going to cry or do both. You can't say that about most of the films in the multiplex these days. You can't say that about 95% of them if you've seen them already. They're things banging into each other. They're on fire. They're in 3D.
So this movie is mad important.
It's a story. Yeah, it's a story by storytellers, and we don't get the privilege to see that very often. So embrace it while it's here, because if you want more of it, you bitch and moan about it. We can't have it unless you support it when it comes out.
That's an excellent point, man. Way to close out the interview. Yeah. Love the energy. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks,
it's a pleasure talking to you.
You too.